Welcome to the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. We are about to go live on cavecrewradio.com, YouTube and Facebook. Please share the show and remember to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. And please leave us your comments too. Get ready. It's going to be another big show with all the latest hot topics, pop culture and weird news. Ladies and gentlemen, and I use that term loosely, here are your hosts, DK and the Big B.
And happy holidays and Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and all that good stuff. We're getting so close. I think it's about 8 sleeps until Santa Claus comes to visit you. But we still have a couple shows left to go, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight is a big one. Tonight is the third round of the Believe It or What Open Challenge. And Big B, this should be fun.
Yes. Well, it's matchup number 3 of round 1.
Yes. Sorry if I didn't explain that properly.
It's going to be very exciting. This is one of those odd matchups where they don't know each other. Like they've never interacted with each other through the show or on the page or anything else. So this is going to be quite interesting because they don't know each other's wealth of knowledge.
So are you saying at the end of the show perhaps they'll be pen pals?
They may or may not. What I'm saying is that, when Scotty went up against Jason, there was some talking going, at least prior to the matchup. So there was kind of a getting to know period. Amanda and Eric the Swede, even though they never talked to each other directly through the show, they've heard each other, on the show at various times. That's not the case with Dr. Mike Devine and Izzbia. So it's going to be very interesting.
It should be very good. And I'm kind of curious. I wonder, we're going to do the next 2 shows on Thursdays.
Yep.
I wonder if not next week, but the week after, we could get the final matchup to end the year.
I was thinking the first show of the new year, but to end the year or to start the new year, either way, that works because that's a huge matchup.
All right. Do you have a favorite horse in this race?
In which one, tonight?
Tonight, yes, tonight.
I don't. I as a host on matchup day, I have to remain neutral, and right. Because I am a lifeline, I have to remain neutral.
Yes, the lifelines are the best, and I'm not absolutely positive, Big B. I've said this numerous times throughout the competition that our contestants are using the lifelines correctly.
Well,
several times they've been out there, and I'll use this and I'll use it right away, and then that third lifeline just sits there. I wonder if I don't know. I don't know if we're using them correctly.
Well, I will tell you that the third lifeline, which is to pass the question to your has not been used in either of the prior two matchups by any contestant.
And I wonder if at some point that could be the leverage that wins a match.
It's possible, but that one, as we've said several times, has to be used strategically. You really don't want to use that if it's tied 4-4. You really don't want to use that because you could wind up screwing yourself and losing.
Will we ever have the Believe It or What Hall of Fame?
Well, I think we're on the road with this matchup. Not this matchup, I mean this tournament. We're on that road to see what happens at the very end. Who makes it to the end? Who faces off against me? And what is going to be the outcome?
Right. And we still have to decide what we're going to send to the winner. If it's you, maybe you'll get Blue Mountain Pottery from Jason Scott.
I am not counting on Blue Mountain Pottery ever entering this household from Jason Scott.
No, I know. Anyway, in other news, apparently Scotty, we're hoping to talk to him next week, now has a table.
Really?
It is Scotty and the chair.
Right.
And the bowl.
Right.
And the kettle. And the table.
You know what? He's getting into a full-fledged house all of a sudden. See what happens when you come on this show. He started off with nothing. He was laying down on his bed, the horizontal hero during Believe It or What. Since that appearance, he's gotten a chair, he's gotten a table, he's gotten a bowl, a kettle. This is what happens when you come on the show.
I wonder if anyone's got him Advil and he can do crisscross applesauce.
I have no idea. No. And I don't think I would want to see that.
Me either. By the way, are you the epicenter of anything before we get going?
Very quickly, I am, and because it's so random, and I think you'll get a kick out of it, I am the epicenter of all things high-quality chopped meat.
Oh, but you have meat all the time.
I just received today 12 pounds of Wagyu ground beef.
Oh. Can't wait to see your smash burgers.
12 pounds of it. So they come in 1 pound packages. So I got 12 of them. From the last order, I had gotten some, and it was only 2, and we went through it, and my wife was commenting on how much she really liked the flavor of the beef. So I went on, and they got this. I don't know what it's called, but it's a pack of 12. They call it like a party pack or whatever it is. So I ordered it. It just came today. So I have 12 pounds of Wagyu ground beef in my freezer.
Now, that drives me, before we go live, to a question.
Sure.
If someone at the Christmas Eve dinner, the family members that you don't care for so much, because on the big dinner you're serving prime rib,
yes,
but for the ones you don't like as much, you're serving quail. If someone's
Cornish game hen,
whatever, you can make it sound as fucking fancy as you want, it's fucking quail. But anyway, if someone says, I'm allergic to quail, will you bring out the Wagyu ground beef?
Absolutely not.
Not a chance.
Not a You're going to take what you didn't pay for shit. You're going to take what I give you and like it. If you don't like it, get the fuck out.
Now, what did you call it again? Because I call it quail.
It's a Cornish game hen.
Cornish game hen. Served with green bean stew and
I don't know. We haven't decided on sides yet, so we still have to discuss that.
I wouldn't even know where to begin to have a side.
It's like a mini chicken.
I know exactly what it is, and I told you before, I was at a concert with my wife, and they served that with this weird green salad, and I went downstairs and got a hamburger.
Well, if you were in my house, you would not have the Wagyu ground beef. You would have a Cornish game hen and like it.
If you say so. Anyway, I'm going to close this out. And how do I get rid of that again? Yeah. There it goes. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to play. Let's do it again. We got a great show ahead for you. Tell your friends. Facebook user is in the house. We'll get you up in just a minute. We love Facebook and YouTube users, by the way. Here we go, Big B. Let's get this party started.
Air traffic control, bringing New York. Roger that. Bringing Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen, for Big B's Believe It or What Trivia Challenge? We'll have 8 contestants competing, with one winner facing our champion, Sir Big B. The topics will be random. The opponents will be random. The road to the top will be filled with slippery slopes. Who will be the final person standing? To find out, you must believe it or what?
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clevin, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Indeed, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Cave Crew Radio. My name is DK. I am live from my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. We are live on cavecrewradio.com. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. And in case you missed us, we are available wherever podcasts can be found. Big show tonight. We're very excited about it as we roll into the holiday season, ladies and gentlemen. But before I can start any of that, I must, of course, introduce you to my illustrious co-host. He is the self-proclaimed President of the United States. He has been knighted by the Queen herself, and he is the center of all things Omicron. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York. I am Sir Big B, your President-elect of the United States of America. And this is the first time I think I've ever been called illustrious.
Illustrious.
I like that intro.
I think I was listening to the Cars today, while I was driving. You call yourself illustrious, you're so intense. What's his name there? The Cars.
Rick Ocasek.
Yeah.
I used to see Rick Ocasek when I worked in the city. I had to make a bank run every day when I was working in the accounting department, and every day almost without fail, I would see Rick Ocasek. He lived in the neighborhood, so I would just see him just wandering down the street, and he looked basically the same, just a little older than you saw him in the 80s. He's hard to miss. He's a tall motherfucker.
Rick, you look like you're putting on a couple of pounds.
Not at all. It would have been the opposite. He was a tall, skinny, like if you didn't know that was Rick Ocasek, you would swear as a crackhead.
He had the most drawn-in cheeks I've ever seen.
Oh my God! And in real life, it was even more, even more pronounced.
I did not know that you and Rick Ocasek were friends. That is one of my favorite bands.
We are not friends. I never talked to him. I would just see him.
Did you nod? Did you like?
No, because it was like, I'd see him. I wasn't next to him. Like I'd be walking down the block and I'd see him like maybe across the street or going into a store, something like that. It was never like I was standing right next to him.
Oh, but you always noticed him.
He's a tall mother. He's literally like 6'4", 6'5", thin, and still had the spiky type hair from the 80s. So he's hard to miss.
So he's like the Lurch of big hair.
Oh my God! You would pick him out instantly in a crowd of New Yorkers. And it was not stalkery Facebook user. Like I said, I had to go to the bank every day, and I took the same route every day. You want to hear stalkery? Quick story. I was in the building I worked in. On the very top floor was the Turn 2 Foundation. If you don't know what the Turn 2 Foundation is, that's Derek Jeter's foundation. So I would always see his mother and his father in the elevators going up to the 20th floor. One day, again, I had to go on a bank run. Hit the elevator stops at my floor. I get in, I look down, I'm not immediately paying attention, and I realize there's Derek Jeter standing right there.
You are like the New York version of 7 Shades of Kevin Bacon.
He's and like, I was kind of like, and I'm a huge Yankee fan. I've been a Yankee fan my entire life. I kind of like, once I realized it was him, I took a double take. And then by the time I realized we were down on the floor, the first floor, the door opened. He went out. He was actually with a former New York Knick and one of his best friends, Jared Wilkins. They started walking up the block, and it happened to be the same exact way that I was going. So it looked like I was following him at a stalker distance.
You never said after you, Mr. Jeter.
No, I stood there and let him walk out. But I got out of the elevator. He turned left. I turned left. He was walking up the block. I was walking up the block. And I noticed he started looking back. He was kind of looking over his shoulder a little bit as I'm walking almost directly behind him.
Write this down. I got out of the elevator and he turned left. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what you see on your screen is what has happened so far in the Believe It or What Championship, and we're going to get right into it right away. The first match was Amanda versus Eric the Swede. Amanda advanced. The second match was Jason Scott versus producer Scotty, and Jason advanced. And after tonight, we will have another X on that thing. But we have a big show, and we're going to bring them in one at a time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited about this, Big B. This is Izzbia. You faced her previously in 50 Shades of Grey, Believe It or What, and Dr. Mike Devine, who's been a guest on the show many times.
Mm-hmm.
You have not faced, or no one's faced yet. I think we should bring in the good doctor, first of all.
Let's do it. I haven't talked to the good doctor in quite a long time.
Here he is. Look at him. He's got a Picasso behind him.
Oh, it's just a horseshoe bend, It's actually my uncle took that photo. But dude, what's up, guys? It's been a while.
Hey, welcome. Gray Matters Radio is doing well, thriving. We're very proud of you, and we haven't talked to you in a while, and I think Big B has some questions.
I have a question that I've been pondering for a little while now.
Wow.
And since you're a psychologist, I want to
Counselor, close enough.
Psychiatrist, whatever it is, I want to kind of analyze you.
Okay.
So we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
And so, I post nothing on Facebook, but I see you post every so often. And lately I've seen you post things like you're in a supercharged car racing down the streets of Ohio. You're out skateboarding and doing fucking jumps and whatever the fuck you're doing.
You will die if you skateboard. What are you doing?
You're like 47 years old.
42. Give me some credit.
All right, give or take.
Are you going through a midlife crisis? Because that's exactly what it looks like.
Honestly, if you would have talked to me when I was like 18, I would be driving like a super fast Honda Del Sol. I would be skiing. The only thing that's changed was that I started longboarding. A bunch of my buddies, a couple of business partners, they're all big skateboarders and snowboarders. So I was always the one skier that was always just rolling out with the snowboarders. And I have a bad back, and I know skateboarding is awesome for your core. So he got me up on a longboard, and I already had the balance from skiing, and I started doing it, and I ended up loving it. So that's the only new addition. Now the car, I mean, it's a badass car. That's my Eleanor, my second Eleanor.
Wait a minute, I have a question. My back aches sometimes too. I like to play a little bit of ice hockey. You're telling me that skateboarding is good for my core?
Yeah, because when it activates your lower abs, and so when you have like me, I have it's like an S1, it's like an L5 S1 compression. So basically, my bottom vertebrae and my hip are just smashed into each other. So when you can tighten up that lower part of your back and that little activator muscles, because you're constantly keeping your balance, it is awesome. And my back has been exponentially better since then. So it's been actually really cool. Plus, it's kind of fun. I mean, I've bitten it hard a couple times. I had like a hip bruise, it was like last summer. I had one for like a month. That shit hurt.
So instead of doing that and hurting yourself and breaking a hip, did you maybe sit on a yoga ball for like 3 hours?
I do yoga.
No, but sit on a yoga ball. You know those stupid balls that was big in the office for a while that people would sit on?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, if you can't stay on it, your core sucks. I sat on it, no problem. I was like, and?
No, honestly, this is like for real. I mean, one of the things I've noticed when you work with people throughout the different age groups, and I've had a chance of like knowing people for a long period of time, and I learned that people that like you look at them when they're in their 50s and 60s, and you're like, damn, like they're fucking productive. They do shit. Their whole mentality is, I'm not going to live my life like I'm 50. I'm going to live it like I want to live it, and there's something to that they're very happy. They take care of themselves, especially someone like me where I used to like to exercise, but I messed my shoulder up a bunch of times.
So I
love doing activities.
Shoulder, and what was it? A 6.745 vertebrae? I missed that.
It's L5 S1, so it's the last two vertebrae on your back. It really, I'm telling you, like that's why you play hockey, because you're going to live your life like you love playing hockey, and you'll play until your body breaks down. I'm going to ski until my body breaks down. And I always have cars, though. I mean, Mario Andretti's like 80 and still rocking it. So,
but he's a professional race car driver.
Yeah,
he won the Indy 500 a number of times.
Yeah, it's you got to act as if, So,
all right, we're gonna put you back in the green room for a minute, Dr. Mike. Is Izzbia here? I heard her running, and
I hope so.
Izzbia.
She's not there.
Oh, is this a psych moment? Izzbia!
It's like the stew cam, but different.
She had to pee. Got one guess with a bad D44G vertebrae. And here she is.
Sorry, I had to pee.
Okay. That's
well, you guys were talking, and I figured out it's the perfect time to excuse myself. I'm sorry.
Well, don't you want to understand what your opponent is? Anyway,
I was listening, but then I couldn't hold it anymore.
Well, that's great. Anyway, Big D, before we get on with the tournament, do you have any questions for Izzbia?
I certainly do. I have one question that I need to know. So recently, leading up to the holidays, DK made a certain purchase of a gigantic television.
Oh my God.
Now, I actually have two questions regarding that. One, were you consulted before the purchase? And two, what was your reaction after the purchase?
No, I wasn't consulted about the purchase. And I was kind of a little disappointed because I would have put it on my credit card, so I would have got the Aeroplan mile points, but he paid cash for it.
Ooh.
I explained to you, when you go to Walmart, if you do not use a Walmart credit card, you have to use cash. That's why.
And the argument still reigns. So what was your reaction when it arrived at the house? Did you know it was coming beforehand, or was it a complete shock?
Big B.
No. I did know it was coming because as soon as you use, I set up because Ken has a spending habit problem. As soon as he were to try and attempt to use the credit card or the debit card, I get notification from our bank.
Got it.
It doesn't tell me what purchase he does. It just says, "Hey, your card has been used. Please check your transactions." It's more for fraud protection,
Gotcha.
right? So,
right.
Gotcha. Yeah, like I'm fraud. Big B.
Yeah, we should be listed.
Into the hotel together, and I undid my pants, and she said, "Wow, that's big."
Anyways, the TV it's nice. It is big. I'm used to it now. We did set it up right away. Yeah, I'm used to it now, but I do think it's a little big for our living room, but it's okay.
But have you enjoyed a 50 Shades of Grey movie on that television yet?
No, I have not.
No. It's too much hockey and
there's too much sports going on. I got to watch football. I got to watch hockey and.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So.
Well, that was abrupt.
Can't even hear you because you're in the green room. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. These guys will get to converse during the show, but here's what we have. I apologize in advance because they pronounced Mike's name wrong. But anyway, here we go.
It's time for another edition of the Believe It or What Challenge. This week we have a resident psychiatrist from Lewis Center, Ohio, Dr. Mike Devine. His opponent in this match is no stranger to the show. From Windsor, Ontario, Canada, Izzbia, aka Mrs. K. But the only question now is, are you ready? Are you ready to believe it or what?
Or what? Okay, we have a couple of things we got to do here, Big B. The first thing we got to do is kind of go through the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go through the lifelines first, and both of you listen very closely because you have 3 lifelines, or as we call them, life preservers. Listen very closely.
Here are your 3 life preservers to help you stay afloat. 1. Remove one answer. 2. Ask Big B his answer. 3. Pass this question to your opponent. Use your life preservers wisely, and good luck. Do you, my friend, believe it or what?
Okay, so there's a couple other rules you got to go through. Don't drag it out. What do we got? I got names in the hat and all that stuff.
Right. So how it's going to work is we're going to draw names. We're going to draw a name out of the hat to see who goes first. Obviously, the name that does not get drawn goes second. We're going to go by baseball rules. So we're going to do round 1, first person, second person. Round 2, first person, second person. The person that goes second, if it is tied, has the ability to win on their question. So if they are tied 4-4, the person that goes first will get a chance to answer a question. If they get it correct, the person who goes second gets a chance to tie. If the person that goes first gets it wrong, the person that goes second can win.
Unless one thing happens, and that is the elusive pass the question.
And that is correct. That is the elusive pass the question. So far, nobody has passed the question. It's very tricky to do, and it has to be done very strategically because you really don't want to do it when you're at the very end. So that is the hat. That the names are in the hat at this moment, and the drawing is to see who goes first.
The person going first tonight, Big B, is Izzbia.
Izzbia.
So let's bring our contestants in. Sorry, guys, I can only do 4 cameras. I don't have an elaborate production like Mike Devine on Gray Matters Radio.
I don't know who Mike Devine is. I want to talk to Mike Denver.
Mike Denver. I like
That's a great name. I'm gonna start going by that.
I think Mike Denver.
Hi, everybody. I am Mike Denver. What would he do for a living, Mike Denver? I think I feel like I'd be like in lumber, like lumber sales, like wholesale lumber sales.
Probably be like Tiger Woods and have a.
Or how about I think rare woods. You know, like a conifer. You know, like a beechwood. You know, things like that. Beechwood, cypress. There's all kinds of wood.
I know that this is the point that you guys dread, but here we go.
Fact or fiction? True or false? Right or wrong? Let's go. It's time to play Believe It or What?
All right. So before we begin, you guys are clear, right? You've got 3 lifelines, or life preservers, I guess we call them, that you can ask Big B, you can remove one answer, or you can force the question to your opponent. Only once can you use those. The first one that gets to 5 advances. The other one, sorry about your luck. Izzbia, are you ready?
I guess so.
What is a group of turkeys called? Is it A, a clutch, a B, a rafter, C, a brood, or D, a peep? Izzbia, what is a group of turkeys called? And you don't have time to Google. We need your answer.
Well, I can't Google. I gotta use my phone for this. What was A again? Sorry. Give me the options.
Right. A group of turkeys are called a clutch, a rafter, a brood, or a peep.
I want to go C.
She is going to go with C, Big B, which is a brood.
C.
Is a group of turkeys called a brood, Big B?
That answer is wrong. Incorrect. Goose egg.
It's okay. There's lots of time to go. We saw someone come back from 3-0, so don't get all in a huff. All right, Mike.
What's the answer?
It's Denver here.
What's the answer to the turkey question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't give that. The answer is a rafter.
A rafter?
Rafter?
Is called a rafter.
A rafter of turkeys.
In case you ever divorce me, Izzbia, and move to the county. All right, Mike Denver.
Mike Denver.
What is the fastest snake in the world? Is it a black mamba? Is it a king cobra? Is it a boom slang? Or is it a taipan? A black mamba, a king cobra, a boom slang, or a taipan?
It's not a black cobra.
I'm gonna say a taipan.
A taipan.
Yeah, sounds
okay. Big B. No life preservers being used yet.
That answer is wrong. Incorrect. Goose egg.
The answer, because I got in trouble last time, is a black mamba.
Damn, I was gonna say that too. I thought that was too obvious. Like Kobe, I was like, wow. I think like he wasn't fast. He was like super quiet.
That is so Mike Denver.
That is a Mike Denver ass thing to do. All right,
Izzbia, here you go. You like cars. What car sold for more than 1 million units? Or sorry, I'm reading that wrong. What car sold more than 1 million units in 1965?
I wasn't even born yet.
Doesn't matter. And it still holds the record today. It sold over 1 million units, this car, Izzbia. Was it a Buick Riviera? Was it a Pontiac Grand Prix? Was it a Chevrolet Impala? Or was it a Ford Thunderbird? What is the highest car of all time? A Buick Riviera, a Pontiac Grand Prix, a Chevrolet Impala, or a Ford Thunderbird? Your chance to be the first person on the board. You can answer this question.
I'm going to guess it's either A or D, so I'm going to remove one of the answers.
She's going to remove one of the answers, and the removal is Thunderbird.
Oh, then it's A.
So you're saying Buick?
It's the Riviera. It has to be.
It's got to be the Riviera. Izzbia says Big B. Is she right or wrong?
That answer is wrong. Incorrect.
You gotta be kidding me.
Is it the Grand Prix?
No.
I was thinking it was the
Chevy
Impala. Yeah.
Impala, okay.
Yeah, it had to be a Chevy or a Ford.
I honestly thought it was the Thunderbird.
I thought it was the Thunderbird too. I was really going. That's why I said it had to be either A or D. I really thought it was the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think we've gone this long without a right answer. Big D.
The first two matches, there was a right answer in the first round. So we are in uncharted territory right now.
And you do realize that Izzbia has used one of her life preservers.
Yep.
All right. Mike has all three. All right, next one.
Izzbia also hates trivia.
Yeah, but you never know. You're still tie. That's the positive thing. What was Google's original name, Mike? Was it Google, spelled Googol? Was it One Shot? Was it Typist? Or was it Backrub? Was it Google, Googol, One Shot, Typist, or Backrub? Google's
A. Let's say A.
What do you say?
A.
A.
You say Google. All right, let's see.
That answer is wrong. Incorrect. Goose egg.
Is it Typist?
No, it's Backrub.
Backrub.
Really?
Damn.
Where did you get these questions from?
I don't know, but I'm going to need more.
Where's the what come in? Or is this the what? In the what?
Multiple choice questions, I think. Should we put this down to the first one that gets one right?
It's going to be a walk-off, I'm telling you.
We still have a long way to go.
It's going to be like those baseball games where it's like everyone's like 0 for 18 with runners in scoring position. And one of us could be like the 15th inning and somebody's finally is going to get a hit. It's going to be like a bloop.
It's like being a Lion fan.
Yeah. I'll like originally say the wrong answer and my mic will cut out and I'll ironically sound like the right answer.
If you can do it, please do. It'll take me out of my misery. All right. Izzbia for the lead in the first correct answer of the night. What company did the founders of YouTube work for before starting YouTube? Was it A, Citibank? Was it B, Stripe? Was it C, PayPal? Or was it D, the U.S. Bank? Izzbia?
I'm reviewing the answers in my head.
Citibank, Stripe, PayPal, or the U.S. Bank?
I'm gonna go see PayPal.
Oh God, Big B.
That answer is correct.
Finally. Damn. On the board.
All right.
There we go.
We have a correct answer,
We
ladies.
got a game now, folks.
You know, and these questions are nearly as hard as the previous round. Big
We have like history, you know, or
well, we had like some really strange shit.
Yeah.
But that might be coming up. These are completely random. But like,
Eagles trivia, you know, I don't know. New York Mets trivia.
Doesn't matter. I suck at trivia.
You're winning 1-0.
Yeah, you know,
beat me.
Izzbia, I'm gonna nickname you Eeyore. Okay, like
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
owns it.
You're winning. All right, you don't have to bang your head against a tree and go, "Oh dear, my tail's gonna fall off."
When Ken plays trivia, when we have people over, that's my thing to go into the kitchen and clean.
I don't know a lot.
I'd rather go to the dentist, really.
All right, Mike, here's yours. Tie it.
Oh, I can't wait.
What year was the first color photograph taken? Was it in 1861, 1885, 1894, or 1899? The first color photograph, 1861, 1885, 1894, or 1899?
Well, you know, Mike Denver, you know, he doesn't know. He doesn't know too much about, you know, photography. You know, he's seen photographs before.
Remember, you have your lifeboats or whatever.
All right. So, where are my lifeboats here? Like, what can I do?
So you can remove one answer.
Okay.
You can ask Big B.
Okay.
Or you can push the question to your opponent. However, your opponent will immediately get the next question.
Shit. I'll ask Big B. What what do you think?
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
he's smart.
Any help here? Like, I mean, I'm trying to think in my head, like photographs that I've seen, and I mean,
1861. You and your wife go to all these Picasso things, Big B.
No, she goes to these things, not me.
Well, maybe
Yeah, but you're
those
very
are
smart.
paintings. Those are like not photographs. I mean,
maybe we should have a new life preserver. Ask Mrs. B.
Izzbia just said I'm being smart.
No, you are very smart.
Oh,
Don't say being smart.
Thank you.
You are very smart.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Doesn't matter. I need the answer to the question.
Right. Can you please give me the options?
So the first color photograph of all was either in 1861, 1865, 1894, or 1899, and you have no life preservers.
Right. The second answer is
1865. He said. I thought.
I thought he said 1885.
61.
That's what I thought he said, but now he just said 1865.
Right.
Stop trying to play with my fucking head.
Well, you said 1861, 1885, 1894.
1899.
So 1861 is the earliest year?
Yes.
So Big B, he just told you, I don't know. You two talk amongst yourselves.
I'm just trying to think history, studying it in high school.
If he gets it right, it's not good for you.
That's okay. It's just learning. It's a learning thing. I like to learn.
I'm almost
Trying to think logically.
I'm trying to think this is almost like a trick question because it makes you feel like, oh wow, color photography didn't come until way later, and it's probably gonna be one of those weird things where it's like the earliest year.
Because
I want to
there
say
was
it's kind of mid through a little bit.
They had those chemicals back then. It's just I'm trying to think what we're considering color, like considering the different off colors where maybe
right.
like
And
three colors.
I know they had. It was earlier than 1899.
Yeah.
Listen, this
Yes.
is a
They were
typical
using glass like
psychiatrist
for
fucking
pictures
mind.
in the
Right,
early
right.
1800s. That
You
was all black
just
and white.
used your lifeline to ask Big B, and you're trying to answer the fucking question.
We're discussing.
We're discussing. We're thinking out loud. It's a
We are
Socratic
thinking
method.
out loud. I'm torn between A and B. Was it 1861 and B? Can you repeat what B is, please?
1885.
85. Okay, because you said 65, 85, 60. 1861 or 1885. I'm really torn between the two. And I'm not. I can't lean towards either one of them as a favorite.
I
So
think
I'm gonna say 1861.
I know
Yeah.
I'm going to say 1861 too. I think it's one of those to where I remember them
No.
using, like
That's
their
what my
photography
point.
class, using the glass plate.
That answer is correct.
Yeah.
Just gotta say,
Thanks, Big
you
B.
must drive your fucking wife nuts.
Oh yeah, totally.
Who, me or him?
Denver.
Denver.
Well, yeah, Mike Denver, he's a bit of a loner. Woodbridge is a very lonely business, ladies and gentlemen.
He's like I'd be scared to death in a room with him, asking me about my feelings and all this shit. And I'd be on a plateau, and he'd take away the ladder that got me down.
Let's just reset real quick. After 3 rounds, the score is tied 1-1. Izzbia has used the lifeline of eliminating an answer. So she has 2 lifelines left of ask me or pass the question to the opponent. Mike Denver just used the lifeline of asking me. So his 2 lifelines left are eliminate one answer or pass the question to the opponent.
Okay, so real quick, we'll do one more round, then we'll go to Mike reads the news because we probably all need a break, and Izzbia is going to have to pee. You are now what, 3-2 on Ask Big B?
I am 3-2. Yes.
Yeah. Is it that much? We've had that many. You've had.
Yeah, there's been
2
4.
right, 1 wrong.
Yeah.
All right, Izzbia, are you ready?
Yep.
You like to read. What was the original title of Jane Austen's classic novel, Pride and Prejudice?
Oh.
Was it Longbourn? Was it Eligible? Was it First Impressions? Or was it Vanity and Pride? Was it Longbourn, Eligible, First Impressions, Vanity and Pride, the original name of Jane Austen's classic novel, Pride and Prejudice? If you get this right, I will admit you are a smart person.
No, what's funny is, remember, I just ordered that book last summer and read it.
Did you order it in the original version, though?
No, it came in Pride and Prejudice because that's when I was matching the books up to the movies. And I studied Jane Austen in grade 13.
Right, so you're gonna nail this. So I should.
No, I'm just thinking because I didn't pick Pride and Prejudice to be one of my novel studying her. I picked her other books. 2 of her other books.
What's grade 13 in Canada?
Well, they don't have it anymore. It used to be called it used to be called OAC. It used to prep you for university.
Oh,
they don't have it anymore. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was not grade 13, Mr. Dr. Devine. I was grade 12. So basically, it's when you're dumb or when you're smart.
Always like from Trailer Park Boys. Maybe he's like, yeah, I got my grade 2. I got my grade 3.
Yeah. All right, Izzbia.
Okay, what is the 4 options again? Sorry.
Well, I was trying to give them to you. It was Longbourn, Eligible, First Impressions, or Vanity and Pride.
I'm going to go C.
You're going to go Vanity and Pride. All right.
No, that's D.
Whatever C was.
Vanity and Pride is D. You said C is something else.
My apology. You and Mike are talking so intelligently tonight, I'm kind of losing my bearings because Bigby and I are not used to having such intelligent people.
Because I figure if they're going to switch the name of the book, they're not going to use one of the names. They're going to totally change it completely.
So Izzbia says first impressions, Bigby, for the lead.
That answer is
wrong.
Correct.
Oh.
It was, in fact, first impressions. All right.
I was just thinking the logic of what, because I read the book. So I was thinking the logic of the terms of what the book is.
All right.
And that's the only title that kind of seemed to fit.
This is the most annoying duo, Bigby.
Because we logically think of the answer.
No, there's a lot of Pride and Prejudice with first impressions in the word business. If you know that or not.
I'm loving me some Mike Denver, let me tell you.
I think he's going to have a new show, and he's going to be a hit. And we should get a portion of the credit.
I think he should have a new show called Denver Explains It All.
You know what's really funny about it, explaining everything at all? I believe it was the great Socrates who, see, it'd be so easy just to totally riff off of anything.
All right, one more question, and then we'll take a quick break. With
how many rounds is this? Is like what? Is this where it's like
It's
like 50 rounds or
The first to five.
The first to five.
First to five. Okay.
Yeah, we're hoping someone gets to 5 very quick.
I hope so. It's gonna be a long night.
Well, it's 2-1 now.
All right.
I'm going to have to buy more credits on the live stream. But anyway, who is considered, and you'll probably get this one because of your Q5 lower vertebrae, blah, blah. Who is considered the founder of the modern study of genetics? Who is considered the modern founder of genetics? Was it Gregor Mendel, Hugo de Vries, Karl Krenz, or Erich von Terschmuck? Gregor Mendel, Hugo de Vries, Karl Krenz, or Erich von Terschmuck, considered the original founder of the modern study of genetics.
Shit. That's kind of tough because it's like, what do we consider? Because I would almost consider Darwin really the father of modern genetics with the evolution and all that. But I guess we're talking like computer sequencing DNA. I think the only one that sounds familiar is shit, I don't know. I think like Mendel, like Howie Mandel or something like that. So my head's coming like there has to be some word association that would remind me of it.
Howie Mandel is the founder of genetics.
Yeah, so it was like Mendel. What was the answer?
Gregor Mendel.
Gregor Mendel, yeah. We're going to do that or DeVries. Sounds interesting.
Correct.
Whoa, good. Wow.
Oh, that was actually correct.
Yeah.
I love how you analyze that. Howie Mandel, who talks about his poop.
I was like the only two things that sounded familiar because like how I remembered things in grad school was like word association.
I actually bought this cassette thing, and it was like, yeah, you try to leverage answers in memory to so like if the guy's name was Flair, you'd remember chair, right?
Yeah. I remembered the vagus nerve, which is like the little nerve like right here. Some people get knocked out right in a button. I always look at you go to Vegas, you black out.
I like that.
See, it works. Mnemonic devices.
Big B, should we go one more round or go to Jolitz?
I think they're both on a roll, so I'm going one more round because they both answered the last two questions correct. Let's not break momentum.
All right, I know Izzbia will know this one. How many new species continue to be discovered every year? How many new species continue to be discovered every year? Is it 16,000, 18,000, 32,000, or 34,000? I believe you have Lifelines, but you can check.
That's okay. I'm gonna go D, 34,000.
Right off the bat, she's on a
No
roll,
hesitation.
isn't she?
That answer is wrong. Incorrect. Goose egg.
18
It has to be though.
was the other end.
I was gonna say it's either
Yeah,
it's either the high end or the low end. So
But hey, great effort. All right. Big Mike's up now. What was the first cold breakfast cereal invented in 1863? We really love the 1800s tonight.
I know.
What was the first cold breakfast cereal invented in 1863? Was it cornflakes? Was it granola? Was it bran flakes? Or was it Cheerios? First breakfast cereal.
I'm gonna eliminate one.
He wants to eliminate one, Big B. We are going to eliminate
flakes or
cornflakes.
well, then it's Cheerios.
Nope.
Was it granola, bran flakes, or Cheerios?
What's the difference between bran flakes and corn flakes?
Obviously, you do not watch the show.
Well, bran makes you shit.
Can you?
I'm trying to think what they had back then. You know, what were the grains that they were? I mean, granola. I mean, you have to really make a lot of things, butter and.
But granola is a mix of different things.
You shut up! You're helping your opponent.
So, all right, so it's granola, bran, or Cheerios.
Yeah.
Cheerios doesn't sound right. I'm going to say bran flakes.
He's going to say bran flakes, Big B, for the lead.
That answer is wrong. Incorrect. Goose egg.
Can I answer this and say the answer is granola?
Correct.
And,
Really?
And CW Post, a postscript to that, CW Post invented that and thought it was the cure for a lot of things. And when he was got sick and his granola didn't cure him, he shot and killed himself. Just so you know.
Wow.
That was CW Post.
Yeah, you would know that.
Yeah, that was CW Post.
Really holiday cheery kind of story. Thank you. It is Christmas time, Big B.
Well, I always figured granola was a mixture of different products, right? So I was trying to think 1800s was kind of bland.
I just thought Cheerios and granola was so processed that they wouldn't do that back then. That's why I know.
Well, it was granola, and then right behind it was cornflakes from Kellogg's, the Kellogg brothers.
I originally thought it was
invented that.
cornflakes. Then when it was out, I'm like, well, maybe it was just.
It was right around the same time,
Yeah.
but the granola came out first, and the Kellogg brothers wanted to overtake CW Post. So they invented their version of a breakfast cereal type thing.
Did we not do a radio play about that?
I don't know if we did a play, but we discussed doing it.
Oh,
we may have done it. I don't remember.
We really need to do it. We need to get Denver. And
Mike Denver, he's all about, having a good time.
Do a radio drama.
You'd love to go to Canada, but, I don't think we're allowed,
It's better than the Hatfields and the McCoys. CW Post the Kelloggs. All right, here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to give you a break. We got Mike Jolitz here. He does a very short blitz of the news. Takes about 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to let you gather yourselves. What's the score, Big B?
The score is, after 5 rounds, the score is 2-2.
So we gotta go wide open after this. So
what happens if we don't get to 5?
You will. So just for historical purposes, real quick, in the very first matchup, Eric the Swede and Amanda, after 5 rounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the score was 2-2. Last matchup we had Scotty Morris versus Jason Scott. 3, 4, 5. After 5 rounds, Jason Scott was winning 3-2. So we're right on par with what we've gone through already.
All right. Red sun in the morning, sailor's delight. Right?
I got to pee.
Me too.
Mike Denver will be back, ladies and gentlemen.
Everyone go pee, and I'm going to put on Mike Reads the News. Oh, Lord. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. Hello, how are you guys? Hello, DK, and hello, Sir Big B. Hey guys, hope you're well. Yeah, did I say that? No, I don't know, whatever. All right, you guys, it is now time for the news. Jesse Smollett, the actor from the TV show Empire, was found guilty of lying to police and other things in the fake-ass salt back in 2019. Juicy was also charged with being a complete douche canoe. Time Magazine announced Simone Biles is their Athlete of the Year. If you remember, she's the Olympian who went and refused to participate in the games. Yeah. So now you win awards for quitting? So almost done with work for the year. Only have 7 days left till the end of the year. Yeah. I don't work Christmas. Unfortunately, I work on my birthday and New Year's Eve. Dirty buggers. Utah State Police Chief warned football players to be wary of premarital sex with Mormon women in a pre-game speech. Talk about a motivational pep talk. He did end the speech with butt stuff is okay, though. BYU won the game. 6 points. In the NFL news, the Packers beat up the Bears. Yes, the Bears still suck. The Cardinals lost to the Rams. They choked again. Cleveland topped Baltimore. The Titans blanked the Jaguars. The Chiefs beat the ever-loving shit out of the Raiders. New Orleans manhandled the Jets. The Vikings beat a soon-to-be Roethlisberger Steelers team. And Denver decimated a 1-win Lions team. It's about a game played too, but thank you. California is enhancing their mask mandates now to include wearing them in your own home. The only time you can take them off is when you're dropping a deuce. The Masked Singer finale was on TV last Wednesday. The Queen of Hearts won, and on the final reveal, it was Jewel. Yeah, she was a singer in a costume. I was kidnapped and forced to watch the show. And finally in the news, Kim Kardashian said her classmates in school would slap her ass all the time. She thought it was weird. No, Kim. Your bulbous ass is weird. It's huge. And okay, everyone, raise your hand if you've never tapped Kim's ass. Alrighty, guys, it is now time for the tidbits. They're not headlines, they're just little tiny pieces of shit. Oh, yeah. The Jacksonville Jaguars fired head coach Urban Myers. Yeah. And Die Hard is still not a Christmas movie. Yeah. Alrighty, guys, it is now time for the weather. Heading over to Windsor, Ontario, Canada, where DK lives. On Saturday, ouch, there's a 90% chance of snow. A high of 36 degrees. And on Sunday, high of 33 degrees, but it's going to be sunny. Heading over to Queens, New York, where Sir Big B is. There's a 80% chance of rain on Saturday. Ouch. A high of 48 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. And Sunday's going to be partly cloudy. Out here in Surprise, Arizona, where we got rain yesterday. Yeah, and it was cold. Like Arizona cold. But Saturday it's going to be high of 67 degrees, and on Sunday it's going to be 60. Sunny. Alrighty, guys, so that does it for this. Mike reads the news. Thank you for listening, everybody. Hope you guys have a great week. Choose now and off Veter saying everybody later. Bye-bye.
All right, Big B, you need to write down the only time you can remove your mask is when you're taking a deuce.
That's a long one.
I know, but you can make it into something, can't you? Like Joel, it's from Arizona.
Can I just say, while we were on break, Drizzly came and brought me a fresh bottle of peanut butter whiskey.
You guys are lucky. Drizzly doesn't deliver in Ohio.
Really?
We have weird laws now. It's like, yeah, we're like a lot of states where you can't ship it in. We're a controlled liquor state, so everything's a state liquor store.
Wow.
Okay, I'm sorry. What is Drizzly?
We're the only two Canadians, Isidore. So,
so Drizzly,
not something that happens when you have a sexual transmitted disease.
you know, like you have Grubhub or things like that where you order food.
Oh yeah. I like
Drizzly.
Dishes.
You order alcohol.
Oh.
All right. Well, you cracked that open because
I still have.
The cutest things, and you got to stop eating chips during the show, by the way.
I'm sorry. I'm hungry.
We'll eat after the show.
Mike Denver loves potato chips, by the way.
I love Mike Denver.
The cutest things I saw during the news, Big B, was Izzbia offering the dog a chip and by kissing his daughter goodnight. They're both very beautiful. Beautiful. Whose turn is it?
Izzbia.
All right, Izzbia, a little bit of science for you. No, don't do that.
Go ahead.
What?
Try and be quiet while you do it. Everyone, shh. She's going to try and eat a chip without cracking. All right, here's the question. Which was the hottest planet? Or which is, not was, which is the hottest planet? Is it Venus, Mercury, Saturn, or Jupiter? Which is the hottest planet? Venus, Mercury, Saturn, or Jupiter? Please don't choke on that chip.
I already swallowed it.
Was it Venus, Mercury, Saturn, or Jupiter? The hottest planet, Isidore. Run through your head. Where did
I'm trying to go back to when Jake was in grade school and we did that project together.
Okay. Facebook user wants to help you, and he says Uranus, which is not one of the answers.
Remember, you still have 2 lifelines.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Big B, actually.
Does she have that still?
Yes.
By the way, I apologize for accusing gender of Facebook user. I should know better.
It could be called day.
It said it was Uranus. Hottest planet, Big B, Venus, Mercury, Saturn, or Jupiter?
I would say that is the planet closest to the sun, which is Mercury.
Okay.
All right, Big B, and that may make the most sense. Let's see.
That answer is wrong. Incorrect. Goose egg.
In error of sounding intelligent, like.
So is it Jupiter then?
Venus.
It would be Venus.
Yeah, all the gases, the clouds.
I get,
yeah. Mercury has no atmosphere, so it doesn't absorb the heat the way Venus does.
All right, so it'll be Venus. All right.
All right, Mr. Mike, will you stop eating chips?
Can't you mute me?
Yes, we can hear you. Your microphone is better than you think.
It's like one of those ASMR, or what they call it, ASR. What is that acronym for, like the people just eating with a microphone?
Just chew your fingernails or something.
The thing is, I get kind of pissed at people when they call me and they're eating, so I feel bad, but I'm starved. I didn't eat lunch today. It was a bad day.
Blah, blah, blah.
I know. Story of my life. I didn't have a day off, Mr. DK.
Well, you got to use your vacation days wisely. Sorry, I'm having a bad time with the verbs here. What are the tallest trees on Earth, Mike? Is it a coast redwood, a coast Douglas fir, a coast sequoia, or a cicada spruce? So the tallest trees on Earth, either a coast redwood, a coast Douglas fir, a giant sequoia or a sitka?
I don't know what that is. Are you pronouncing them correctly?
It's not your question. Shut the fuck up.
Well,
Did you make
actually a question for Mike Denver. I happen to be in the wood business. I specialize in not big wood, but like rare wood, shit. This is like one, like I keep thinking like these are like trap questions because like my head is telling me like redwoods, right? That's obviously the tallest tree, but there's always like some technicality. Well, it's like actually the what is it called? The chickwan,
I don't know if I'm saying it right. It is the giant sequoia or
giant sequoia.
The sequoia.
Sequoia.
I think I was gonna say. I think it's pronounced sequoia.
What is bigger, redwood or the sequoias? Okay. This is a challenge. I'm gonna shit. I don't know. I always thought like a sequoia was a redwood. That's like what's weird. All right. I'm as what do I got left with for a lifeline? Am I all done, or do I got?
You have switched the question, and I'll come drive to Ohio and murder you.
Yeah. Fuck. I don't know. I'm just gonna go redwoods. I'm gonna go redwoods.
You're gonna use redwood.
Yeah. I'm gonna go redwood. I think it's probably gonna be sequoia.
That answer is correct.
All right.
Good job. Oh, that's awesome.
I thought I was watching you talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, because I kept thinking like
I knew it wasn't the fern. Or whatever
I think
that
like
was.
a sequoia is a big ass tree too, but it's just like there's these redwood national forests in like Northern California, so that's why I was like it has to be just that. So yeah.
I wonder if
I can't give you too many, or Daddy's gonna get mad at me.
I don't think Izzbia and Mike know about Scotty. He just recently got a chair.
Oh, I did see that on Facebook.
A whole chair.
All right, Isidore. Again, you watch a lot of TV. You're losing 3-2. You are definitely not out of it.
You seem to think I watch a lot of TV. I really don't watch a lot of TV. That's just an excuse.
Well, I mean, you watch a lot of movies on your tablet, all that stuff. What was the name of Robert De Niro's character in Taxi Driver? Was it Jimmy Bickle? Was it Travis Bickle? Was it Virgis Bickle? Or was it Harry Bickle? And by the way, we will not accept Bickle as your answer.
So Travis, Barry, what?
You've got Jimmy,
Yeah.
Virgil, or Harry Bickle.
I don't know. I'll go C just for shits and giggles.
You're going to go C, which is
I think you give it to me.
Virgil. Nah, that's okay.
I really wish whoever is chewing would stop it.
Well, you know it's me. I'm eating chips and I'm feeding the dog.
That answer is wrong. Incorrect. Goose egg.
Travis.
I thought it was
Love that
Travis
movie.
too.
That was a man movie. Isidore.
I know, that's why I
got a
said
problem
when he
with
said you should give it to me, I'm like, okay, I know for a fact Ken's watched it like 10 times. I'm not giving it to a man.
Does she have Pass to Big B or just Pass to
No, I just have passed to the partner, the competition.
What planes are left here? Big
The only lifelines left are the ones that have never been used for each of them. Pass to each other.
Oh, that'll be interesting. All right, Mike for a
What score? 3-2.
3-2. You were
3-2.
Mike Denver is in the lead.
And he is like the home team. So this is like the bottom of the inning. This could be ceiling. Which war caused the greatest loss of life for Americans? Which war caused the greatest loss of life for Americans? Was it World War One, World War Two, Vietnam War, or American Civil War? Which
Civil War. Civil War.
He answered that very quickly, Big B.
He certainly did.
This will put him in the lead if he's right.
Then he only has to get one more right, and then I'm done. Hallelujah.
Correct.
Around 6.
That was an easy one. I was like, yeah.
You want to know why? Because they were all American who died.
They were all American.
Now you guys are starting to think a little bit. Izzbia, I'm not going to say you need this because,
I know I need it, but it's okay. I'm okay with losing.
Well, you don't have to.
Hey, trust me.
Those who lose have good self-esteem. There you go.
Which country employed the first police woman?
Really?
The first police woman. Was it England? Was it the United States of America? Was it France? Or was it Australia? Isidore, the first police woman.
I'll give it to my partner. I don't know.
Oh, he's forcing.
No, wait.
Hey, hang on a minute. Ladies.
Holy shit.
Hang on a minute.
Okay, so let's understand this.
He could win right now.
Didn't I give it back to her?
No.
You can't do
Are you
that.
allowed doing that? Are you allowed giving a give back?
I
for
think
my lifeline.
No, why would you do that?
It's not up to you. It's up to me and Big B. Shut the fuck up. Big B. Dr. Mike could win right now. The first time it's ever been used.
Ever been used.
Are you allowed to pass the question back?
I wouldn't think so.
Why?
I was going to say that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
You each have it, so I don't see why. It's like playing Uno. I go back to you, and the next guy goes back to me.
And it is an Uno card.
I can't see why he can't back it to her. Or if he answers, it goes to her, and he still has his
Okay, so what were the options again? France, England.
Is there a way to mute people? Oh, yeah, there is. Hang on. All right, she's muted. So here's the thing. You could answer and get it wrong, and she gets another question, and you still have another question.
Right.
But in the same vein, because this may happen later, Big B, is he hasn't used push it back.
So, I don't think it, in my mind, you can't go back and forth. If that one person uses their lifeline, then the other person has to answer.
All right.
And this benefits, he can't lose in this situation. He's up 4-2. If he answers correctly, he wins. If he answers wrong, he's still up 4-2. He doesn't lose in this situation.
She's still talking, and I got her muted. This is the best. I never realized I had a mute button. Remind me next time Scotty's on the show.
All right, so
all right, so sorry, Mike, because your future hinges on this. You will be a semifinalist. Who employed the first police woman ever? Was it England, the United States, France, or Australia? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. She's still talking, so I muted her.
All right, so part of me thinks it's too easy for the United States, but
she's still
I
talking.
keep going back like the United States
I
and
can hear
Australia.
her from upstairs, PB.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, all right, I'm gonna say the United States just because I think we've been first in almost everything with women's, like voting, rights and all that. So I'm gonna say the United States, good old US of A.
Okay, I should unmute our guest. She's been talking the entire time. I want you to write down background noise. Background noise. All right, so the first policewoman ever employed, you're going to say the United States. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to say United States.
France or Australia?
That answer is correct.
Good for you. I wouldn't have guessed that. That was too easy.
Jason Scott's opponent, the Big B,
is Mike Devine. Congratulations to Mike Denver for the big win.
Mike Denver was happy to be here, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I've never been on, a radio show before, so I know wood. We should do like a wood podcast. Just a podcast just about wood. All things wood.
Our audience talks to us, baby. F-U-D-K. Anyway, Izzbia, thanks for playing. Now you can go make dinner.
Okay, good, because these chips aren't cutting it.
All right, we will see you later.
It was good seeing you. I always like when you come on.
I'm going to make something to eat, real food.
It's kind of like that Ellen show, when they drop. Goodbye.
Goodbye. See ya.
There she is. All right. Congratulations, Mike Denver. Mike
Denver.
Whatever you want to go by.
I think Mike Denver works now. I love it. I almost want to stay in Mike Denver character. Like, I can't wait to go upstairs and my wife go, hey, honey, Mike Denver won. Well, he won something tonight, baby. He's a big winner.
I got to tell you, this is a guy from Scotland.
I'd like to see my wood.
He does our voiceovers and he does a great job, Big B. But I think Mike Denver
has lots of friends,
Can you do me a favor? And I don't want you to go into detail, please. But the next time you and your wife are becoming intimate with each other,
we I had to give it to her.
Please break out into Mike Denver and talk dirty.
Oh yeah, she likes the good wood. Wood.
She likes the redwood, does she?
It's a different wood. It's a grower. It's a definitely it just grower, not a shower.
Listen, you are there. You have advanced into the next round, and I am genuinely curious. Like, how are things going? What have you been up to? How's the show?
We just started getting back to doing it a little bit. We had it took a little break because the show was going really well, and then just the bigger it grew, social media got brutal, and then COVID really hit bad, and then a lot of the stupid conspiracy theory shit, and then it just got really bad, and then my wife she got pregnant with our son Oliver, and I was just like, man, screw this. I'm taking a break for a while. Like, I literally had a run for city council all set up. And I was just like, fuck this. Yeah, I literally had everything in line. I'm like, fuck this noise. I don't want this shit. This is bullshit. So we took a little break. And literally just a little bit ago, my wife and I were just like, well, hey, let's get back to it. And my clients were always going, well, hey, why don't you actually do something with therapy and what we talk about? And I always fought it because politics was more of a hobby. And that's why I did that. So basically just started going, hey, if I'm going to do it, let's go back to trying to talk about the issues that everyone in life is kind of facing, and then actually target it from a therapist. My wife kind of co-hosts with me. She's a nurse. And so, we're going to get back to doing some shows here. It took a little break. We had a little here in the States. We're having a little childcare issues where pretty much all the childcare workers are just kind of walking off en masse. And so we had to literally totally redo our schedule. We were taking care of Oliver for about a month and a half, 2 months before we can give him to new daycare. So we finally just gone back, and so we're like, hey, let's get back out there. I know there's a lot of shit with the shoot, the little TikTok video thing. I don't know if you guys got much of that up in Canada, but on TikTok, it was there's going to be a threat to all the schools across the country.
And somebody I know, they went through that today, their school.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's everywhere across the country. I mean, there's these random, and that's the type of things where I think everyone's kind of facing as parents. And I think it's always tough as a clinician because people always want to listen to us when they're paying us. But then when we actually have to kind of sound the alarms about things that we're seeing, it's no one wants to actually hear it. But
just like things like that, topics like that we kind of talk about, as parents. How can we handle that? Why don't we talk to our kids about it? Or what can we learn as a country, as a society, when we're seeing this across the board? So that's where we kind of decided to steer the show and focus in now. So it's a lot less stressful, I'll tell you that.
So I noticed that you were doing it with your wife, your posts. So what happened to the other dude that you were doing the show with?
Bill and I, we're best friends still. Yeah, he just we all just were like, it just all got rough. Like it was just at that time when everything started getting a little bit nutty with COVID, and people started really going more online, and we all just kind of had it. And so that's why I was like, well, fuck it, let's just do it. And Jill and I have been wanting to do a little something like that anyway, so we just kind of picked it back up. And I know Bill said he's going to come back to it. We just kind of more finding the right time. It's tough when you're busy and you have a newborn.
Right.
Yeah.
No, for sure, I understand completely.
Yeah,
the first snowboarding, skateboarding mayor of Ohio somewhere.
Maybe one day. We'll say maybe one day. We'll see.
So when you were planning your run for city council, what party were you going under?
That's a cool thing. Like, I mean, I probably would have, if I could have. I think I was probably just going to be more of an independent.
That I figured.
Level, at the city council level, you don't really gotta. There's advantages with aligning yourself with more of the national party, but you can get away with it if you have the right people supporting you and you go out there, you talk to people. I was going to get away with probably just being an independent.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's just ugly out there. Politics is just not what it used to be. It's not like it was when I was growing up. And
I'm not sure what Facebook user is unimpressed with.
Not impressed. He came to see Mike Denver, and here's this asshole talking about like real problems. Fucking dick. Go back to talking about wood, dude. Bring the wood guy back.
I don't understand why you're still watching and you even bother commenting, you piece of fucking shit. Go do something else.
I'm impressed that he's not impressed. I've been sitting here in the wings watching this Ass Clan talk, and he just wants Mike Denver. That's one of the Mike Denver's fans. They're a little crazy.
I love Mike Denver.
I will forever.
Ladies love Mike Denver.
I want to own this, Big B, as I like to own everything else. And I think we can write something in for Mike Denver to make some appearances. And we let all this shit fly, Big B. We need to jump on it when we have a chance.
Mike Denver's gonna be a hot commodity. I'm telling you, you're gonna see him. He's gonna be trending all over Twitter. Bigwood, Goodwood.
By the way,
Goodwood.
The Facebook user that you cursed out is the lovely wife of Mike Denver, Mrs. Denver.
Oh my God, I apologize.
It's all part of the role play. She's unimpressed. I'm like, oh, you want to see the Goodwood? Oh, okay.
I didn't just eat ass.
All right, so let me ask.
Everything.
This is a problem when they don't register, and I see them as Facebook user. I deal with them every week. They're like shadow ghosts constantly.
I need to ask a question. I hope your wife is still online and listening. Is she turned on by Mike Denver?
Mike Denver.
I don't even know what those emojis are. It looks like they're enjoying it.
I think that's the laughing emoji.
There's three of them, so that's how you know they're really enjoying it. That's just fun.
I want to know if Mike Denver is the turn on now. Is that the role playing guy that you're not my husband, you're Mike Denver?
I could throw some Fanta on and wear some Timberlands, and rub some like oak chips on me like a little necklace. It'd be the catch pajamas.
We have to get Denver on to do some weird things with us, because he really. We get some really weird stories, Big B, and I don't think we've actually had Mike on. We do the weird news, and I'd love to hear what he thinks of these precious people.
I used to judge contests back home. It was a sawdust contest. You can make sawdust into anything. People make like giant buckets. Like big clouds. I would judge that. So yeah, I'll do that.
Where'd you grow up, Mike Denver? Where was your hometown?
Mike Denver grew up in it was Sheboygan, Sheboygan, Ohio. It's a big mountainous town, lots of wood. Oh yeah, it's all you really could do for fun was just chop wood. I mean, you'd say you're bored, parents would throw a block of wood at you. You would just go outside and chop it. We were like the original Minecraft, just chopping shit.
You do also realize that Mike Devine never had a radio show before he came on our show, and I want to take a small smidgen of credit for that as well.
It's true, yeah. I forgot about that. That was about a couple months before. That's when I started thinking about it, and you guys had me on the show, and yeah, I do remember that. So I guess you guys, if I ever blow it up really big, then there'll be a special thanks to the Cave Crew.
You'll forget about us like a wood chip that went flying.
I can't forget about you guys. You're like a splinter. You just can't get out. I got a splinter in my ass. It's been there since 1972. I can't get it out. Doctors, they tried. It's like blood and shit in there. So I think you guys are just like a splinter in my ass. I just can't get rid of you.
Big B's not
sepsis is kind of fun. It makes you hallucinate after a while.
This is kind of fun. Here we go. It doesn't matter, ladies.
Once you fight through like that fever and kidney failure, it's a great old time.
All right, listen. Let's talk a little bit of business, and then we'll name the show, Big B. So, what do we have? I don't even know if I deleted it. So we have Choo Choo Stew, aka Africa, versus Chris Ripka.
The blood feud that is CJ Ripka versus Africa.
And the winner faces Amanda, but we have a guaranteed second round match.
Right now, Mike Devine, or Mike Denver, as we like to call him.
We got to get an official name on this.
Going against Jason Scott.
Okay.
I got to say, though, if you don't mind, I don't like Mike Denver. I like Donnie Denver.
Donnie Denver, that's my brother, Donnie. He's a real piece of work. He drives bulldozers for a living. Yeah, fucking drove one right off a bridge once. Fucking idiot.
What about your cousin Doug Denver?
Doug, oh yeah, Doug and I go way back. Doug's a bit of an alcoholic though. He's the sauce a little bit. One time he got drunk and right over a cop car. Yeah, just drove right over him in his monster truck. It was crazy. We were fucking what a wild bunch back in Sheboygan. I might have been allowed back there. Oh, there's like a big old picture of me going, your ass ain't allowed.
What about?
I'm actually ashamed of Sheboygan, Mike Denver. You don't say that name. Don't you dare go there and go, how about Mike Denver? They'll fucking punch you in the mouth. They'll fucking hit you. I mean, I'm just trying to warn you guys. I'm persona non grata.
Big B. We might have a replacement for Matt Vanderpool, who is also from Ohio, Upper Sandusky.
Yeah, fucking Sandusky. Don't even bring that shit here. Fucking hosers there.
Oh, I love Mike Denver.
And the illegitimate sister, Carrie Colorado.
Mike Denver and his sale of rare wood. Is that what it is? Rare wood?
Rare wood, yeah. You can get us at rarewood.com.edu.wood.
EU.net.
.shop.us.
See, now that's the kind of talk I want. I want you to bring into the intimate setting. Do you want some of that rare wood?
You want to see my comment section? It's dirty. It's really appropriate.
This is actually my kind of Mike Devine. He is.
Well, you get me in after hours on a Friday, and blast off.
He's not. He left that D45 vertebrae behind him, and he is relaxed. And this is my guy. You know what? You could probably be in a therapy session, and you would probably drive the patient into a hospital.
I'm sure some of my clients or love my antics or my endless repeating myself. It's always like one of those times, where I'll be like, talking to a client, I'll be like really emphatic. And then my dad and I have like a real similar voice. And then I'll literally hear myself. I'm like, fucking A, I'm doing what my dad does. Just saying it for the third time just to make sure they get it. So.
When you're with a client,
do you ever inadvertently turn into Mr. Magoo during a session?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, sometimes I like drop like markers and, trying to like, flip it as I'm drawing on my dry erase board. But nah, I'm not usually that bad. It's usually more me fumbling and forgetting like where a file is, or forgetting like, oh shit, I didn't send you that. Like, it's usually that type of absent-minded professor type of shit.
So when you're with a client or a patient, I don't know, whatever you call them, are you like ultra professional, or are you loose and kind of joking around like you are? Not as much as you are now, obviously, but what do you do?
I really try to be more myself. I mean, like, you'll tailor it depending on the client and the situation. And so I try. I mean, I really do let a lot of myself like come through in my therapy sessions as a counselor. So but I mean, sometimes like I think with the younger they are, especially with like young college kids, I can really be a little bit more blunt, especially if I've known them for a while. So because you got to be authentic. Now, if I'm like in a business situation, that'd be a little bit different. But still try to be myself. You have to. It's the only way you're going to get anywhere with a client.
Sorry about the drum roll, but this is the kind of question a new understudy of the show would ask, Big B. Obviously, he doesn't pay fucking attention.
Michael Devine, too. I'm a licensed professional counselor in private practice.
Wait, so I called you a psychologist, and
you guys always do. I was like, guys, licensed professional counselor, okay, and they'll be like, Dr. Mike, the psychologist. So,
okay, well, a licensed professional counselor is not a real thing. Are you a you?
No, that's
you
not
went
literally. That's my license, a licensed professional counselor. Yeah.
But you went to? Did you go to school for? You went to school for psychology.
Yeah.
So you are a licensed
to practice. Yeah.
You are a licensed psychologist.
Licensed psychologists are a PhD 4-year. 4 to 6 year level. I technically went through all my PhD training, but I fucking hated my dissertation, so I left with my master's degree.
You were probably one of the smartest people I know, but you were too stupid to become a psychologist. This is excellent. Big B, we have to follow up on this. Read the chat. Scotty is a person in Pittsburgh.
Unfortunately, my licenses are only in Ohio and Texas. Otherwise, I would.
Okay.
Wait, with Texas,
he has a relationship
I've lived in Texas for a while.
Could you? We got to get Mike Denver on to fucking talk to Scotty about his.
I mean, you can talk to Scotty. Hey, what's fucking going on, bud? Well, we could fucking do it. We could dance like that. Yeah, let's get down. I used to do therapy back in the day. I mean, it wasn't licensed. It was like an alley, and like Lucy on like Charlie Brown, it was like 10 cents. I'm like, here, all right, $10. All right, yeah. Well, come your fucking problems, dude. So, yeah, I'll do it.
Sorry, I correct myself. A chair and a table. We got to get Mike and Scotty in a room together. Big B, you and I are too shallow to understand what Scotty has become. You don't have to pay him anything. We'll do it for free, Scotty.
Yeah, we can bring my therapy dog Pia. It'd be fucking fantastic,
I would like to see, and you and I can go in the green room, Big B. I would like to see Denver and Scotty and chair and bowl and table and kettle in a room together for half an hour. It's like a cage fight, Big B. It would be like a mental cage fight. I really think this would be a test of Mike's ability. This guy is so fucking nuts.
I like the fact that he's reaching out. Can you counsel me? And then he throws out a number of $10. Like we're 1952 and $10 is a lot of money. Hey, Mike, I know you went to a lot of school. You're degreed. You are a highly regarded professional in your field. $7.25.
Blow up him and Mike Devine. Mike Denver. We're gonna go to the top.
I got like $3.12. That's good, right? That's a session.
It'd be like 15 seconds. It'd be like, what's your problem? Oh, shit! All right, gotta go.
Really?
Good luck with that,
guys.
Call 911 if you're going to do anything.
We need to make this happen. Are you available most Fridays?
Well, if you talk to Mrs. Denver, she's going to be like that. I don't fuck that noise, but we can, with a little bit of planning, we can make that happen. You let me know. We'll run it by the Mrs. Denver, and I'll give once again, I'll give her the good wood. I'll be like, hey, baby, I'll give you the good wood if you let me talk to the boys again. So we can work something out.
All right, we're gonna make this happen.
Oh my! I'm suddenly flashing to the movie What About Bob?
Well, you have to understand something, Mike. After 7, 8, 9 years of doing this, we sometimes struggle for content. I think we do pretty good. But you could throw me a mulligan here and really help out.
Oh, we have all kinds of friends. I told you we have a lot of outcasts from Sheboygan. We can bring a whole fucking party of people. It'll be a good time.
So how would we posture this, Big B? Steel cage, mental verbal match between Dr. Mike and Scotty.
I think it would be a Hell in the Cell verbal throwdown.
Dr. Mike, if you could do this for us.
We could like George Animal Steel and like Nikolai Volkov and all that. I mean, that would be dope. Let's bring everyone in there. I mean, that'd be like a dream from childhood. I mean, if you know those cats, that'd be really cool.
He said Nikolai Volkov.
I mean, the machines. I don't know, Mr. Fuji. I mean, just
the machines. Oh my god!
Tune Santana out. Let's just do it.
All right, we need to make this happen. We need Big B, because you and I are running out of fucking ideas. Big B and I are on a dead end road. Our brakes aren't working. We will have Dr. Mike and Scotty on a upcoming show, and Big B and I will both sit in the green room and allow them to get to know each other.
I don't know if we should sit in the green room. I think we should be here to moderate.
We should sit in the green room.
I think we should moderate.
I don't think there's any moderation needs to be done. Dr. Mike is a very elaborate speaker, and Scotty lives on the planet Goo.
Scotty has to be horizontal.
There's a game we used to play back in the day. We called Hide the Wood. Yeah, I bet you I can come up with some funny ways to hide some wood, huh?
Get your whiteboard out, Dr. Mike. Scotty wants us to moderate. I don't think I should.
If you don't, I would love to.
Why would you? Just let them go.
But you got to keep them on track. Like I think Mike can stay on track, but he's a doctor, so he's going to go into a lot of these terms and things that are above everybody's intelligence level.
Maybe we'll finally understand Scotty.
I don't know.
I mean, remember, he locked his kitchen so his animals were safe, so they couldn't even cook.
His cats were stuck in.
You gotta be careful because, places like in India, like monkeys take dogs and fucking throw them off the roofs and shit. So You know, you got. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, you got to be careful. I mean, you know, a lot of things can happen in the kitchen. So I think he's being smart. You don't want the fucking animals to cook like fried chicken sandwiches and just burn the fucking place down. You know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just saying, you got to be safe.
He, by the way,
I
returned.
have a Dotson, man. The fucking dog are getting the fucking girl. You know, they're getting everything. You know, like fucking trying to do like sushi and shit. You know, like can't do that. Like no.
Scotty, chair, table, bowl, and kettle return next week. All right, boys, let's name the show. By the way, congratulations. We will be seeing Mike again versus Jason Scott. I don't know if you remember this, Mike, but what we do is we like to name the episode. Is there anything that caught you? Hey, that would be a catchy show name.
I think digging for some wood.
All right.
Maybe that's what we're doing. I mean, we're trying to get to something, right? Digging for the wood. Or chopping the wood. Chopping the tree. I mean, any type of pun on a wood or trees or
I got it. I have nothing because I have been the host the entire time reading the questions. BB, you have to have 4.
I have 12.
Oh my God. You can't do that many.
No, I'm not gonna, but I have written down 12.
What's your short list?
First.
Well, how many?
Let's see.
The good ones.
1, 2, 3. I'll say 4 for the good ones.
Go away.
First, said by your wife, Ken has a spending problem.
Okay.
What else did I say? I forgot which ones I had. Howie Mandel is the founder of genetics.
Very long.
Very long, but very good.
That would be a show note.
That would be a show note. I'm going to say 5. Sorry, not 4, 5. Next up, she likes the redwood.
Okay.
Next, and was my favorite lead up to a certain point, simply Mike Denver.
Okay.
But this one caught me, and I think Mike Denver said it at some point. Sepsis is kind of fun.
It is.
I have to say, through everything that you read, I did like digging for some wood, which will make an excellent show note. But I have to agree. My vote is sepsis is kind of fun.
Oh, it is kind of fun. It is. You heard it. You heard it here first, guys.
There you go. I think he's in. Ladies and gentlemen, watch for the show notes. There'll be lots of good ones. But the name of the show is Sepsis is kind of fun. I will, of course, in my remedial way, have to Google sepsis.
Sepsis is when you have an infection that goes.
It is. I mean, the spelling of it.
SEPSIS.
It's one of those things you got to experience. You know, you really can't look it up. You just gotta go for it. You know, and there's a lot of different ways. If you can contact me offline. You know, I can tell you. I make it illegal, but it'd be fun. You know?
You haven't lived until you've experienced some sepsis.
It's the new thing. All the kids are doing it.
I can't wait. Anyway, boys. All right. Mike, we'll get you back while you're back for believe it or what, for the next round, but we got to get you back.
We'll get Mike Denver on there. We'll contact his agent. We'll get in touch.
We got to get you back with a one-on-one with Scotty. All right, kids, here we go. It's time to end the show. Thanks for listening. I hope you had fun. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, TikTok. We're there. CaveCrewRadio.com.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here!
Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
Get out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment. Cave Crew Radio wishes you a Merry Christmas.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
For every one new regulation, 2 old regulations must be eliminated.